So today I want to talk to you about a YouTuber who goes by the name of Matpat. You might already know who he is. He's got a pretty big YouTube channel called Game Theory, but he does a lot of other things as well. So I recommend you look him up and check out what he's done. He's known for making up a lot of crazy theories and conspiracies, but his are mostly just for fun, whereas mine are obviously backed by a lot of fact and math and science. But still, it's very entertaining, so go check it out. But the reason why I'm talking about him today is because there's some weird things happening with him, but before I can get into that, I need to explain to you what the Mandela Effect is, because this is all going to tie in here. So the Mandela Effect is a theory that there are multiple universes that are very similar to our universe, but everything is slightly different. Now, it's called the Mandela Effect because of a man named Nelson Mandela, who's very important, so you should look him up as well. But anyways, he died in, I think, 2013 it was, but when he died, tons of people swear that they remember him dying in the early 90s. A lot of people even said that they remember watching his funeral on TV, and I think it was 94 or something like that, but people swear that that's when he died. So people started debating over this and came to the conclusion that what must have happened is that there's a universe out there where he died in the early 90s, and there's another universe where he died in 2013, and these universes must have somehow collided or merged together, and that's why people are remembering it differently. Now, there's tons of these out there that you can look up. Just a small example would be people swear that the Monopoly Man had a monocle, but he actually never did, at least in this universe. So people that claim that he had a monocle would be from another universe that merged with ours, which means that there could be a universe where, for example, Matpat has red eyes, and then one where he has blue eyes, and then those universes would merge together, and then people would argue over whether or not he's always had red eyes or blue eyes, and there's no way of knowing who's really correct. So why I bring up this theory is because I've noticed a bunch of them with Matpat, like a ton of them. And the first one being that I remember when Matpat used to exclusively wear burlap sacks. That was like his thing. That was like his fashion thing. So a couple days ago, I go to put on a burlap sack, and I go out with some friends, and they're like, "What are you doing? Why are you wearing that?" And I said, "I'm bringing back the Matpat. I'm bringing back the Matpat fashion from the early 2000s." And they all said, "What are you talking about? That never happened." And I said, "Yes, it did. I know he used to wear a burlap sack, always." I said, "In fact, I even have images of it to prove it. So there's this one, and then also this one here." And even with the images, people were still saying to me, "That never happened. He never wore burlap sacks." And I said, "Okay, maybe just a different universe you're from, I don't know." And then I said to them, now that Matpat's on the brain, I'm craving a baguette. I'm craving a baguette Matpat style. And they said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Matpat, baguette, it's all he used to eat. For years, he only ate baguettes. Like, look, I literally have pictures of him eating baguettes. I got this one here, and then there's this one right here as well I've got. He's literally at a baguette bar, eating a baguette." And they said that was never one of his, like, character traits. He never exclusively ate baguettes. And I said, okay, obviously different universe, but whatever. And on top of that, the biggest one for me was that I remember Matpat being Matt and Pat. Like, it wasn't just one person, it was Matpat. And I remember him having regular Matt, and then Pat was on his shoulder. That was what made the channel funny, was the witty banter between Matt and Pat. They would argue, and it would be hilarious. And people said, "No, it's just Matpat. It's one person. He's got one head." And I said, "There's no way. I remember so well. That's why I subscribed to him in the first place." And I even showed them this. I said, "Look it, here he is working on his channel, doing some stuff on his channel, and you can see Matt and Pat right there." But I'm the only one, apparently. Everyone says I'm crazy. So then I thought, maybe I am crazy. Maybe this isn't true. Until the other day, when I went onto the Game Theory merchandise page, which I recommend you doing because there's tons of cool merchandise on there. But I'm on this thing, and you can go there right now and see this. I go onto the merchandise page, and what do I see? Two-headed theory sack with baguette holder, right in the fashion section. So my question is, if none of those things are true, like everyone keeps telling me, then why is there currently a two-headed theory sack made of burlap with side baguette holder right on their merchandise page? If someone can answer that question for me, that'd be great. But let's look a little bit further into some of the math here, just so I can prove my point. So Matpat was born November 15th, 1986. Also in 1986 was the Sandoz chemical spill, which is a major environmental disaster in Switzerland. Switzerland is also the #1 chocolate consumer in the world, and they produce the Toblerone, which is a Swiss chocolate bar that looks like little mountains. Amazonka in the Mountains, 1918, is a famous painting. And what else happened in 1918? Nelson Mandela was born. So you can see the obvious connection between Matpat and Nelson Mandela. So let me know what you think. I think that I've got a pretty good case here. If there's anyone else you want me to look into, leave it in the comments, and it might end up being my next video. I do want to take a second though to thank the group of dedicated followers and all the people that have been active in the comments, such as Cayenne Chambers, who said, "This channel's gonna blow up, I can tell. I hope everything blows up." So I don't know about the last part, but I appreciate it though. And Alex Hamilton, who said, "Amazing. Also, hail the Llama King," which, I mean, I guess believe whatever you want. That's cool with me. So anyway, thanks again to everybody, and I would love to make this channel grow even bigger. And if that's something that you would like to see as well, I would love if you were to share this video or any of my other videos on social media, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you have, just so I can get more people to see the videos. I was never actually planning on making more than one of these, but I've gotten pretty good feedback, so I'll keep going, and we'll see if we can make it bigger. Anyway, see you in the next one.